see what is happening in Myrtle Beach right now, massive fires rolling through the area and reports of erratic fire behavior and insurance companies dropping out right before this all started, just like we saw in California and Hawaii. Then you look at plans for smart city development in Myrtle Beach, and it all kind of starts to make sense.
New details tonight on plans to turn Myrtle Beach into Meta Beach. It's all part of making the city a smart city using new advanced technology.
People will say it's just a coincidence, just another wildfire. But when you start connecting the dots, California, Hawaii, and now Myrtle Beach, it's almost as if these natural disasters seem to clear the way for major redevelopment projects. But what do I know? I'm just a conspiracy theorist.
When it comes to this wicked world, best believe that nothing is coincidence. First off, I want to give all honors, all glory, and all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone GMS to Ruel. Shalom to the elect, beginning with the 144,000 who were chosen from the foundation of the earth, and to all ye Akim that preach his word for the edification of the elect. May peace and mercy be bestowed upon you by Yahweh Yahweh Shai. With this, the brother Halal from the Great Millstone branch of Chicago. And in this episode, we're going to be going over this mysterious wildfire that occurred in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You know, and basically they plan to turn Myrtle Beach into a smart city. And just days before it happened, like she said, they said that insurance companies were dropping out right before these fires happened. And that's the same thing that happened in Los Angeles. You know, let me do some research. But if I'm not mistaken, like just a couple of weeks before, I read this, it says, before thousands lost their homes in the recent Los Angeles wildfires, many had lost their insurance. Some residents found that their policies had been canceled as companies said the rising cost of rebuilding and the risk of extreme weather was too great. So before these LA wildfires happened, you know, many people that had fire insurance, you know, had their insurance canceled just a couple of days before these wildfires happened. And now, as you can see, they're trying to turn Los Angeles into a smart city by 2028, which is exactly what they're trying to do in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You know, which really makes you wonder about whether or not this was accidental or whether it was intentionally done. But for those that don't know what a smart city is, it says a smart city is a place where traditional networks and services are made more efficient with the use of digital solutions for the benefit of its inhabitants and business. A smart city goes beyond the use of digital technologies for better resource use and less emissions. You know, and as you can see right here, you know, it shows you Wi-Fi towers, smart citizens, better data, manufacturing, agriculture, you know, a grid, transportation. All these things are within a very close proximity to each other. And that's the plan for what they're trying to do in California, you know, in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and in Hawaii. Because you also had another natural disaster that occurred in Maui in 2023, I believe. You know, so let's go to the scriptures. Let's go to the book of let's go to the book of Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You know, we're not ignorant of the tactics that Esau Edom has. And it's clear beyond a shadow of a doubt that all these wildfires are purposefully being lit in order to, you know, do a land grab. Like somebody said in the comments, they're definitely setting all these fires for a land grab. Right, they're trying to rebuild up America and turn it into a smart city with more technological advances, which will eventually lead to the introduction and the implementation of the MOTB, which is the RFID CHIP. That's what this is all leading up to, man. So you can't really believe, everything that these people say. And it's funny, people want to call everything a conspiracy theory, like the Epstein Island didn't happen. What about the billionaire that had a whole island where all kinds of, child trafficking and stuff was going on? What about this P. Diddy stuff? You had CEOs and certain celebrities fleeing the country because they knew that they had committed all kinds of unlawful fornication, with that freaky ass nigga Diddy. But point being made, nothing in this world is really a coincidence, man. Especially when it comes to the rulership of Esau Edom. When these things happen, you have to look at it from a different perspective, a different perspective than the average citizen. Let's go to the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." The reason I highlighted these scriptures red is because it's a perfect representation of Esau Edom, who came out of the womb red like a hairy garment. I'll read this one more time. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." So they more than likely had somebody, light these fires. Maybe more than one person. It was more than likely a whole group of individuals that were behind this in order to rebuild these cities up to their liking. Verse 2, "And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." And they not only do that to Jake, which were the main targets of these type of things, but they do it to their own people as well. The rich Edomites oppressing the poor Edomites. Let's go to the book of James, chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, your garments are moth-eaten, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped together treasure for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth." So, these rich individuals, are doing these land grabs, to obtain these riches, man, off the backs of the poor people. That's why they canceled the insurance, just a couple days before those wildfires happened in Los Angeles, man. So this is all about, the money. It's all about, rebuilding a new system in which really results, in global, hardcore slavery for all humanity. That's really what these people are trying to achieve, whether you want to believe it or not. Let's go to the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15. And I'll start at verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching the wickedness which they profanely commit." And this is why all these things are being exposed, man. Like Diddy, Hollywood, all these things are being exposed because the Lord is shedding a light on the wickedness of Babylon the Great, which will eventually lead to its destruction. This is why Babylon the Great is going to meet such a, terrible, destructive end by the hands of Yahweh Shai through his righteous anger and his indignation. I will hold my tongue no more touching the wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. So the men of the Lord, the men of Yahweh Shema Shai, complain continually about the position that they're in. Which goes back to this book of James chapter 5 and verse 4 when it says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. And the Lord of Sabaoth basically means, the Lord of hosts. But it's saying that the cries of the laborers have entered into the ears of the Lord. And who is the Lord hearing? The men of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Verse 9. And therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And this Egypt is not talking about, ancient Egypt, with Pharaoh and the Sphinx. This modern day Egypt is referring to America, aka Babylon the Great. The Lord has promised to deliver his people with a stretched out arm because of all the oppression and the things that they're going to. And the things that they're going through by the hands of these devils, man. We're not going to be here another 1,000 years like other people might say. So I hope that this lesson was edifying. With that, I want to give all honors, all glory, and all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Call me Asha Allah, Baba Ball, and I'll see you all on the next lesson. Shalom.